Hey everybody,
Hello, hello.
Hi.
we're playing some more Hiveswap Friendsim today.
I will friend all of the aliens.
Hell yeah. Here, give me a minute to tweet. Oh fuck, I still don't have the login.
God damn it, man.
Boy, you know I'm
It's
stupid.
So am I, and I'm logged into the Twitter. So what's your excuse?
My excuse is I don't know how to do things. Shut up,
Yeah, that's
cell
fair.
phone! Get out of here! Alrighty.
I got cinnamon popped.
Fuck yeah, dude. Alright. Can everybody
Which
see?
are the best Pop Tarts?
Did you put out the Twitch link?
Oh, not yet. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
send you a link. Dun.
Oh, that's the notification. Oh, it's to the things that I like.
Wizards.
The dog.
Yeah. Love me my Oh no. Oh no, I know him. It's
Yeah, it's in like the Legend manga. Uh,
Keith Haring. Keith Haring.
Chief,
God. Can't believe I almost forgot his name. I love Keith Haring.
Chief, Chief Keith,
Keith Haring. My man.
Chief Keith Harry.
Well, alrighty.
All right, we are live. Oh,
Huh?
viewers already.
Ah.
Jeez, right away.
Yeah.
People love home stuff.
They really do. Let's see. Last time we met ladies, so now we get to meet some fellas. Volume 4 of
Yeah.
Right and Wronged. Fresh from your most recent bout of gratuitous bodily injury and touching scenes of camaraderie, you soldier on. You've had a few setbacks, made a couple silly choices. Boy, do things just keep happening.
They
Might have
sure
gotten
do.
murdered a couple times.
Yeah. Well, not murdered. We committed murder. That happened. But let nobody say that you, the main character, are incapable of growth and change. You have made sure not to be caught in the wilderness near dawn again. You have made your way back to civilization. Can't wait to discover what new adventures await you. Adventures like friendship. So who do we want to friend?
Oh, look at these funky fellas. Should we just keep on with our pattern of left and right?
Yeah, sure.
Card.
Give me a moment to make sure our audio levels are good.
From what I could hear on Twitch, we sounded good.
Alright.
Oh fuck! One of us has to tweet out.
Yeah, I was waiting for one of y'all to do it, because I don't...
Yeah.
because I'm stupid.
Hi, welcome to the planetarium, where we're incompetent.
Yeah.
You're
Hey,
incompetent.
You're incompetent.
Just do it.
At least I'm actually sharing the game screen region this time. Alright. Tagora it is. You wander down a street in a not too demolished looking part of town, but you don't really take much of it in. You're not looking where you're going. This is an elementary mistake, especially on a planet where everything that exists seems to be on a spectrum of engineered specifically for murder to could be a weapon in a pinch, but you've got a lot on your mind. And now, as the car, these guys probably have some ridiculous word for it, but you haven't learned it, you hadn't noticed, slams into you, sending you flipping head over feet, you add a few new concerns to your list. Your bones and organs.
Can we just stay in one piece for like a long time?
No.
Of course not.
The sound of the driver yelling, "Watch where you're going, lump squirt chugger," fades as they drive away, and you assess your situation. You stretch each limb in turn, which, you've gotta say, doesn't feel great. You've landed in a bush which is covered in sharp spines. Your arms and legs all still work, though, and when you do an experimental cough, no blood comes out. Pretty lucky, you think. You may have redefined what luck means by this point in your journey, but you'll take what you can get. You don't figure that luck will extend to the driver turning around to help you out of this bush. Your gazes meeting and sparking an immediate and intense connection that leads to a beautiful lifelong friendship, but you let yourself hope. After a few minutes of struggle, the answer to your comradely daydreams comes into focus above you. A figure outlined by the spiny leaves of your plant prison and the glow of the moons. The troll you see isn't the driver of the car, but you don't care. Your heart is beating wildly with your continued lucky streak.
Lucky streak, he says.
Oh, what's that above? Okay. Hello. You seem to have fallen victim to a collide and scamper with that scuttle buggy back there. Plus 50 introductory fee. What? Have you contacted your personalized lacerator? If not, I'd like to offer my services. My name is Tagore Gorjak, but please call me Gorbor. I'm here for you for a novel. Oh my gosh. He's just gonna charge us up the butthole for everything.
Yeah, for friendship. He pulls a business card from his... All good.
Games work.
Pulls a business card from his sleek teal vest and offers it to you with a precise flick of the wrist. His claw
Fuck
bends
my
are
Pop-Tart.
perfect.
I just want to drop my Pop-Tart.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Is it okay? Is it salvageable?
It was just the crust bits, but still, I dropped my Pop-Tart.
Oh. Well, at least you got the good bits. It's fucking heartbreaking, dude. Try to sit up. Buoyed by this
Buoyed.
offer. Buoyed. I'm having
They
a
float in
day,
the water.
y'all. Buoyed by this offer for assistance. He's some type of doctor, maybe? Or lawyer? Doesn't matter, really, because he said he was here for you. Those words go right ahead and burn themselves into the softest chamber of your heart. Start telling him your plight thus far, reaching up through the brambles toward this beacon of hope. This guy seems trustworthy, and that's not just your lack of options talking, you swear. As you shift, the moonlight shines on you. He steps back briefly, dropping the card. The one eye that's not covered by a swoop of product-infused hair opens wide. He recovers, smoothing his hands down his chest and straightening up, clearing his throat as you continue to explain.
You're what? Oh, yes, an alien. I knew that. I've done work with aliens before, so your situation shouldn't be an issue at all. Everyone deserves an equal opportunity to be represented by me. In fact, we may be able to use this in our favor for a larger cash settlement. It all depends on our angle. Here, try moving your chug column.
You aren't sure why this is necessary, but you wiggle your torso, hoping that's right. You've never wanted anything more in your meager existence than to follow this specific directive perfectly.
No, not that.
You had a little hip jiggle. Not so much that he might think it's a come-on, but enough to say, hey, I'm friendly and I know what the fuck I'm doing.
No, you're the thing that holds up your think pan. Work with me.
You continue what you hope is a part of a troll friendship ritual, shimmying various parts of your anatomy deeper into the bush until you get to your neck, and he clasps his hands together.
There we go. That one hurt, didn't it? Definitely a case of column snap, which can get us a decently hefty restitution.
Your neck feels fine, or it doesn't hurt any more than the rest of you, but you give him what you hope is a convincingly painful nod of agreement.
I
Of
just
course.
I just like you wiggling in the spiky bush, making your injuries worse.
Yeah.
Of course, we will need to front the initial Edge's laceration costs. We may also have to injure you further to ensure our case is convincing, but you've got to break a few cluck beast embryos to make a grublet, as you well know. That was full of slang.
Yep.
Jargon. Yes, I think we may make a mutually beneficial team if you're willing to do what it takes to bring about the justice you deserve. So, what do you say? How would you like to help me help you?
He's talking really fast, and you're not sure exactly what to think about your lack of funds or the idea of breaking any more bones, but that smile is sharp and shiny and pointed right at you. You want more of it. Ask if he does pro bono or lie. Do we want to be a liar?
It's hard because he's been charging us this whole time, but this game is known for being dumb. I feel inclined to lie, but I don't know if he'll catch us immediately.
Nin, I feel inclined to lie. You at any moment, ever.
Well,
I do like lying is the problem.
yeah, lying sounds good in this situation.
Yeah, it sounds fun too,
Yeah.
so let's lie.
Let's lie. Let's lie to make friends. You mentioned how incredibly loaded you are, and how core to your sense of values it is to pay well for good work.
That's what we call good business. Now, get up out of that prickle fawn and let's get you presentable.
He watches you flail a few times before he sighs, unbuttons his sleeves, and rolls them up to his elbows. Each fold is crisp and even. It takes a while, but you're good at being patient.
There is a 12% cost increase for instances of manual labor. It'll all be explained in your bill.
Do you accept... fuck, I forgot. I forgot words. Damn it, I ruined my joke!
Rip.
I dropped my
It's
phone!
itemized.
Oh, God.
I'm sure an alien
Exposure!
means
I
I'm sure
remembered.
an alien, I'm sure an alien of means such as yourself will be able to handle it.
We could probably try to pay an exposure. We're internet
Yeah.
famous.
We are.
Everyone on Chitter wants to be in our quadrants.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
I'm just too fucking stupid.
it'd be like that. You take his hand and he pulls you up and out of the bush. It's kind of a rough job. He's not as strong as he looks, you guess. He glares at you like he's daring you to say shit about it, and you are a quick learner. He cuts you off. Mid-thank you.
My office isn't far from here. We can go there to get things started. And by things, I absolutely mean get you clean and sign a lot of vaguely worded yet stringently binding documents.
He walks with a purpose. You shake off the flora stuck in your various body parts and do your best to catch up. From the outside, his office basically just seems like his hive. You've learned a thing or two during this shitstorm of a cultural exchange, though. You gotta play it cool when a potential friend invites you home. You never know what cages or monsters or methods of evisceration they might have laying around, and you want to prepare a nice, chill look on your face for whatever carnage you're about to be confronted by. It doesn't work. Your face falls to bewildered hell when you walk inside, because it's all chrome and glass and broad white walls in there.
Very different from most of the decor we see.
Yeah. He's a fancy boy.
Ferret.
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 Long cat. Y'all remember Long Cat?
Of course I remember
I
Long
do
Cat.
remember Long Cat. I do love
Long
Long Cat.
We love Long Cat.
This stream is brought to you by Love Long Cat.
Hell yeah.
Long Cat, my savior.
Long Cat
Church.
LLC. And the LLC stands for Love Long Cat. It's like he bought the fanciest looking crate and barrel display room he could find, down to the last useless minimalist accessory, and then never sat down in it. His Lucis, a ferret, is chilling on an enormous silver thing that's halfway between a throne and a play tower. Everything
A play throne.
Yeah. Everything is clean and bright and at perfect right angles, and don't see any weapons anywhere. It's fucking creepy. You ask him if he just moved in, because polite conversation seems like maybe the best thing you can do. In the absence of something specific to focus your fear on, you're just sort of a little afraid of everything.
You're not paying me to learn my life story, unless you'd like to, in that case. No, I've lived here most of my life. I'll go ahead and add that to your bill.
Jesus Christ.
You stare at one of the chairs. Should you sit in it?
We're paying $1,500 for a sentence?
Yeah.
By all means, do not make yourself at home. Head straight to my ablution trap while I prepare our contract.
You really want to connect with this guy, and you like how you just vibed there where you were thinking about sitting your bedraggled ass in his fancy chair and he could totally tell you were thinking it. But you don't want to be friends badly enough to walk straight into something that has the word trap right there in its name without at least pondering it for a second. You've become savvier during all this.
Our character's finally learning.
Yeah.
No
Well, we're
entrapment,
thinking about
please.
learning. Are we gonna actually use our brain cell?
I feel like if we say that it's entrapment, he's gonna do a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo and then the route ends. So should we take a bath? It's what he's been wanting this whole time, it seems.
Take a goddamn bath, you
Yeah, let's
disgusting
take
person.
a bath.
Yeah, let's take a bath. You were more than a little concerned
Speak
about
legalese at us.
yeah, about the trap part of the instructions you just received, but hey, at least a trap you know about is better than one you don't. And with everything else you can see so freaky pristine, he has to be hiding some evil somewhere. You wonder if it's a dungeon. A dungeon could be cool.
Nah, lawyers are just clean evil. It's disgusting.
Oh, man. The ferret bounds down off its pedestal and jerks its head for you to follow it. You do, because it seems like a regular thing to do. And Tagora is busy on his computer.
Hey, after meeting Skyla, this does seem like a normal thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, if a ferret told me to follow it, I would.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who among us hasn't, like, followed a cat? Who among us?
I trust them.
I do.
Yeah. It leads you to a bathroom, which is just as fancy and clean as everything else you've seen. The Lucis chitters at you for a second, squirms its big noodle body around, and leaves, shutting the door behind it. You wait a second till it's probably gone before you test the handle. It's unlocked. Huh.
I love that we think to test the handle. We've been scarred.
Yeah. You wonder what the point or, motive might be for leading you to this room until you turn and see yourself in the mirror. That is some haggard-looking stuff right there, so fair. You're flying by the seat of your pants, but you guess maybe you're supposed to take a bath? If not, and he gets pissed and unleashes the ferret on you, at least you'll meet your maker nice and clean. You half expect some indiscernible goo or blood or something to come out of the faucet in the weird lumpy tub, but thankfully it's just water. Once you're in, you take a look at the truly inordinate amount of bath products you have at your fingertips. There are 3 shelves of little bottles and soaps and unidentifiable lathersome accessories by the tub alone. There's even more by the mirror. The labels are all gibberish, of course, but you sniff a few until you find something flowery and go to town. You take more time than you should in there, but you haven't experienced a moment of luxurious solitude in a bit. Full-time friendship searching can be difficult work. It's good to recharge. Self-care. Once you're freshly scrubbed and dried, you slather yourself head to toe with some lotion you find in an iridescent vial. You hope he won't mind you using it. He wants you to be presentable, and this stuff is sparkly. You're starting to feel rejuvenated as hell, ready to knock this friendship stuff right out of the park. You leave your room. You leave your dirty, torn-up old clothes on the floor, wrap yourself in one of the many satin bathrobes folded on a shelf, and head back out to find Tagora.
He stabs us immediately.
How dare you use my sparkle lotion?
Turns out his sparkle lotion was like poison or something. We die.
Yeah. He's standing in his
It was
foyer,
lube.
waiting with the contract he typed up for you. When he sees you, his eyebrow ticks up.
I see you went with the Rainbow Drinker Serum. Full body application. Oh, we just bathed in blood. Bold choice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an incredibly rare and expensive product, and I do expect to be remunerated. But I won't lie, it works.
Whoa!
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Yeah, sure, that stuff. You don't want to let on that you don't know what it is, since he seems impressed. Instead, you give his ego a little stroke and tell him you hadn't seen such a sumptuous array of self-care accoutrements in so long that you couldn't help yourself.
Not everyone takes skincare as seriously as they should. I assumed you were taking forever in there because you got lost or didn't know how to use the ablution trap. I hadn't considered the possibility that you were just doing your regimen. Noted. Rebate for impeccable skincare. Oh, he took money off because we took care of our skin.
He respects us. No,
You took care of your skin. I respect that.
That's good. You hold your arms out to admire the well-hydrated sheen you have going on. This time, you're not really even bullshitting. It just does actually look pretty good. Tagora seems like he's struggling. He keeps opening his mouth to say something, then changing his mind. He's clutching the documents in his hands like a flotation device. He looks down at them, then back at you.
I typically only use that particular product to highlight my cheek blades, but there's no reason you shouldn't apply it more liberally, especially if cost isn't an issue.
Fucking cheek blades.
It's a little drastic for my personal style, but there is a certain unorthodox glamour to it. Yeah, body glitter is sick. Come on.
Yeah. The next bit looks like it hurts him a bit to get out.
He's lying. Do you? Would you like to step outside to see the full effect?
You bet your ass you would. You're curious about what he means by effect, and this seems like more fun than signing stuff. He places the documents down on his desk like they're made of glass, not paper. He looks up at his Lucis, who just sort of tilts its head to the side. You look away and give them privacy to do whatever eyeball communication is going on. After a bit, Tagora clears his throat and heads towards the door. You don't comment on the bluish flush in his cheeks. For all the shift in his demeanor, he still seems like he might kick you out on your ass if you tried to get too feelingsy with him. You start to glow as soon as you step back out into his dark front yard. Not in a light bulb kind of way, but a subtle, ethereal luminescence. What is this stuff?
Now that is a look.
Glow boy.
I mean, there's still the unfortunate issue of your hornlessness and overall aberrance, and the fact that you're still wearing my ablution robe. You're renting it, but it's cutting edge, I'll give you that. You look almost like a real one.
You don't know what that means, but you want to roll around eternally in the praise part. You ask if the look will help your case.
Oh, right. Your case, of course.
He bites his lip and looks back through the window at the papers sitting on the desk where he left them. You hope he still wants to represent you. Or at least that he'd want to hang out even if he wasn't going to. You don't get a chance to prod, though, because right then, someone rounds the corner on the sidewalk in front of his hive. Tagora's face immediately shudders into its usual simpering mask. There's an edge of panic around his eye, though. Huh. Wow, Gorjek, what have we here? It's a blue-themed troll, which, if you remember right, means he's a fancier guy than Tagora. He's grinning like Troll Christmas came early. You can feel Tagora vibrating out of his skin next to you. Who even is this guy? When he gets close enough to get a good look at you, he jumps and screeches, "What the bulge boiling fuck?"
You know what? So far, I don't dislike Tagora despite all, like, the charges and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
He's not a
I just
bad
like
dude.
I just like him on the terms that he's a lawyer, but as a person, he seems kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, other than the, like, constantly charging us, he seems fine. I'm worried about what this interaction is going to be. Was he lying about us looking good?
Oh,
I mean, kind of what. I could tell he... Like, it's not his deal to glow all over. But I wonder how far the lie goes.
Tagore is frozen, the corner of his mouth pulled back to show his teeth. The new guy is ignoring him in favor of noticing that you're dressed in Tagora's monogrammed leisure wear, if his look of fascinated horror is anything to go by. You don't really know what makes you do it. You should wait for Tagora to get himself together and do the talking, but you're riding the high of him almost seeming like he was enjoying your company. Plus, nothing boosts confidence like looking like a beautiful, spooky angel. So you toss your head, put on your best fancy guy voice, and say, "What? Never seen a real one before?"
Oh, man.
You're placing all your chips on this guy knowing something you don't, but when his eyes get huge and he starts stumbling over himself to back away down the sidewalk, you know it's paid off. Tagora blinks, then jumps right in, picking up directly where you left off.
Surely someone as well-informed as yourself knows a rainbow drinker when he sees one.
The blue guy doesn't respond with anything more coherent than a string of yelps as he hightails it back the way he came. When he's gone, you turn to Tagora and ask him super casually what a rainbow drinker is. He stares at you in stunned silence.
Are you telling me you didn't know?
You nod.
And that you ran with it anyway, exploiting the fear you picked up on to turn the tide of a delicate encounter to your favor?
You shrug. You guess so. You tell Tagora you hope his friend wasn't too freaked out.
Friend? No, I hate that guy.
That's a little gay.
There are simply times when being liked by your betters is helpful. Though technically, fearing me is just as good. Better, maybe.
420. Nice.
Yeah, fuck now 430. That's not nice. Nice at all.
So, you know. Thank you.
Stacking
Aw.
charges now.
Huh.
Tagora's laugh is
Can you take your
soft.
charges down, please?
Yeah. do we get a friendship discount? Tagora's laugh is soft. It's not a sound you expected to hear. He's happy because of something you did. You can't help it. You start laughing too.
That was a bit of a rush, wasn't it? It was almost fun. I certainly didn't see it coming anyway. I underestimated you.
He gives you an appraising look, then takes a deep breath. You're so nervous all of a sudden. You feel unbalanced on the precipice of what he might be about to say.
From one prevaricator to another, I will let you in on something. I haven't actually encountered an alien before.
Oh, sweet relief. You
Wow.
charged us for... Okay. Alright, buddy.
You charged us for him telling us the truth.
Oh,
Me every time I lie to you guys.
oh, sweet relief. You tell him his act was airtight, and as long as everyone's doing the truth thing, you admit
Uh-oh.
you admit you lied a bit too. You aren't actually rich.
Yes, that's clear now.
Please hold.
You have the invaluable ability. You have the invaluable ability. Stop. Okay, you have the invaluable ability to fake it, though. That's potentially much better. He's not mad at us?
He's impressed? I'm sorry?
Excuse me?
We lied to his face?
We lied to his face, and he's
We
about
lied
it.
straight to him, and he's praising us for it.
You lied to me. I respect that.
This is a good start to a friendship.
Why don't we put your case on hold for the time being? You wouldn't have enjoyed the outcome of our legal system anyway. Preemptive interest on held suit. Okay. We can find an alternate means of you working off your debt. I think we may make a better team than I previously anticipated. I like you.
Yeah.
With our wits combined, we can tackle bigger and better things than traffic injuries. Oh, we're gonna do crime?
Ah, yeah!
And we're gonna do fraud?
He flexes his hand at his side, then in one swift and decisive movement, he extends it out to you. On his face is something close to an honest-to-God, real-ass smile.
I've never actually formed a legitimate partnership of any sort before, but I believe this is how it's done. What do you say?
Aw,
Oh!
5%. The glow in your heart shines brighter than any expensive and still kinda mysterious lotion. You take his hand in your firm, no-nonsense grasp of pure, inexorable joy and shake it.
Oh, that was quick and easy.
Yeah.
Good ends. First try.
Yeah. I like him. A lot. He's fun.
And here, and here in triplicate.
I imagine we just write an X in every space.
We draw a stick figure.
Adventures like friendship. Alright, Vicary. Vicar.
One line, that's our fingerprint.
Probably best for you to stop trying to predict what's going to happen to you at this point. Everything that's happened so far on this planet has been kind of chaotic. In fact, you're ready for something more familiar.
We walk back into our spaceship.
Yeah. Head back to the site of your abandoned spaceship. Sure, it's smashed beyond repair, but it's a little slice of home. Maybe at least one or two thick pieces of it are fixable. You march off in what you think is the right direction. But when you get there, you're not alone. A little guy in a hat and big goggles is standing there, gazing at your spaceship, maybe assessing it. As you watch, he breaks off a couple gears and stuffs them in his pocket. Hey, you clear your throat loudly.
Good galloping
You're fun.
gravy.
Fun looking.
Why, I've never seen the likes of you before. What strange wonders of heaven have rained down upon us today?
You quickly
I like
lose.
this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
voices are high
The
fun.
moment I read good galloping gravy, I was like, oh, this sounds like a character Craig will like.
You quickly lose any indignation you were building up. He's smiling at you, and his words seem at least somewhat amicable. Maybe you got this all wrong. Maybe this is the next person you're gonna get chummy with. Cut right to the chase. No point in beating around the ground leaf covering. That's probably what they call it on this planet. You let this guy know you're the proprietor of the spaceship he's stripping, and you're in mighty need of a new friend.
Hey, that's my ship! Also, wanna be friends?
Yeah.
I immediately forgot the voice I did. I'm so stupid.
You did a grand adventurer voice.
I don't remember what that sounds like. I have the memory of a
It's
gold.
okay, you have like one, so it's probably what you're thinking of doing.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna do something different because I'm stupid.
You're gonna make up a whole new voice just to avoid doing the one that you did before.
I don't know the one I did before. I'm telling you, I am incurably stupid.
Just do what you think it might have been.
Now I'm worried.
You just gotta believe in yourself.
Oh yeah, like, that's some good advice. Fuck you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's not good advice, it's great advice.
Yeah. I
A
believe in
friend,
you.
eh? A bosom companion, a real pal about town. I've never seen a con man, Dickus, or Harry around these parts who might fit the bill.
You were kind of trying to imply that this guy could be your friend. Is it too late to say that now? You tried to imply it with your eyebrows.
As for me, day-to-day matters on here on out turning interest me not. For I only care about hurtling at great speeds throughout the boundless expanse of the cosmos. That's right, space! It's space flight that consumes my every waking thought and all of my ardor. As in accordance with my duty as a future altering crusader, of course. No oxygen, no wind, a total vacuum. That's the life for me, alright. Flying in space, above the atmosphere, not within the realm of gravity's purview, wouldn't have it any other way.
Right. You get the feeling you're missing something. This guy seems really defensive about his interest in spaceflight. Like, maybe he's trying to say something totally different? Whatever it is, his internal conflict clearly takes precedence over your issues. He seems like a great candidate for a friend, despite the fact that his voice sounds like it belongs over a newsreel about World War II.
I have just one query for you, Smart, if I may be so bold. Do you also like spaceflight? Do you yearn to see the moon shining above, the clouds whipping by as you chase and tease the impish western wind? And then also keep going past that up into space. We fucking love space!
Hell yeah, space is dope.
Well then, we are in total agreement. Two kindred souls traveling hand in hand into a glorious yet inevitable future of constricted service in space. Which is, as I've already made clear, a thing I most definitely and pollucidly desire. Fuck, whatever. So it seems we have nothing more to discuss. Toodaloo! Fuck.
GG.
What?
You did it! You did it, Craig!
Wait, what? What is that?
It's like, ah, yeah, we have the same interest, that's dope. Later. Toodaloo, motherfucker.
I love, we like the same things? Okay, bye.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm only into people who disagree with me. Well, that's better than surrounding yourself with people who exclusively share your opinion. It's good to shake it up a little, you know?
Echo
Yeah.
chambers
Nice.
and yes I am so angry with both of you. I thought we could get past it with just one, but you took a pause specifically to do it too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tell him you're not so sure about spaceflight. His eyes widen. You see them sparkle?
Ah, I see. You're an individual with more sophisticated palate. A real connoisseur of the buoyant arts you are. Someone like you could never be satisfied with the anemic affair of traveling through the inky blackness of the galaxies. I believe a jaunt to my hive is in order. Let's get a wiggle on.
There's a lot going on there, but you understand that he wants you to follow him.
I'm still thinking about our face when he said Toodaloo.
Yeah.
How blank it was.
Just like what?
Huh? The friendly guy takes you to a building where all of the rooms seem to be balanced on spindly-looking stilts. Hives soars above you, up into the sky. He gestures to a little platform attached to a pulley system, like a rudimentary elevator. Brings you up into a small, dark room. This house is pretty much what you would have guessed. The walls are covered in star maps and pictures of spaceships. You notice that many of them have cheery slogans splashed across them, saying things like, "Why can you read this?" and "Explore the galaxies because you're required to fulfill your duty to society," and "Enlist, travel, make friends, don't get cold." Your new friend doesn't seem too happy as he looks around the place.
Just the hive for a dedicated spacecraft enthusiast, isn't it?
You nod, but you're not sure what this is leading to, but no one ever went wrong relying on non-specific and plausibly deniable agreement.
Who am I fooling? You've rumbled me, potential new chum. What you see before you is a collage of falsehoods. I'm nothing but an avatar of baloney. It shouldn't have got me as much as it did. In truth, the myriad temptations and desires of space do nothing to tickle my biscuit. The thought of participating in the glorious eternal conquest gives me the screaming memes. Isn't that a Mario character? My interest lies in something a little lower down.
Oh?
Yo, you gotta pay for that.
Yeah, damn, man. I'm here for friendship, nothing else, you know? He reaches up and
Yeah,
peels...
we give me dinner.
He reaches up and peels back one of the posters. Behind it is another poster, this one showing a view of clouds in the night sky.
Behold my shame. The truth is, I long to toss and turn within the grasp of Mistress Gravity's sweet fingers.
Alright, buddy.
Mm-hmm,
Whatever you're into, man.
To traverse the sky, can such a thing be? Imagine flying within the confines of Alternia's very atmosphere, defying the very conventions of what we all know to be true. Instead of down, up. Instead of falling, soaring. Can you imagine? Can you see it before you? Could you ever dream of the existence of such a flying machine? I feel like telling him airplanes exist is just going to be a dick move.
Yeah, are we gonna crush his dreams? That's, I guess, how we've never heard of it. I feel like the best way to do his route is to get him to keep talking.
Yeah.
That
He
sounds
seems
about
to
right.
like talking.
Never heard.
Ah, but the future is out to build, my strange-hued and unhorned comrade. What do you think? Does it excite you? Do my ideals rattle your buttons?
Can't help but notice that he's referred to you as a chum and a comrade, but friend hasn't made an appearance yet. Do synonyms count, or is it just a tick of his speaking style? You look as earnest as you can and nod vigorously. You are almost positive this is the thing he really wants you to express interest in.
Aha! The truth will out. You and I share this furtive passion for the indulgences of the air. A dialogue between troll, a flying machine, and the stars. We're further away from the stars than we would be in a spaceship. I cannot stress enough how different of a thing this is.
You can't decide between nodding and shaking your head here, so you furrow your brow and do your best to look thoughtful, like maybe you are contemplating the differences. This fellow's demeanor towards you is definitely shading to the more temperate climate zones. However, certain physical needs are starting to assert themselves. You're still pretty banged up from your previous adventures, but right now the aching of your stomach is screaming for attention. You humbly ask your friend-to-be if there might be any chance of getting a bite to eat.
But of course! Give me a second. Why, if I'd known you had a rumbling in this old digestion bladder, I would have shut my yapper toot sweet. Time for good old nosh, a yummaroony, whoa! Now, how should we obtain such victuals? Stop using words, man. We could venture into the great unknown.
Bitch, communicate through wingdings only, or don't talk to me.
Sorry, I only communicate in Wingding 7. Which is to say, out of my hive. Or we could stay here, beholden to whatever twists and turns Lady Fate has in store for us in the nutrition block. What say you, new timer?
Oh.
God, so many choices. Give me a second, I need to finish off my Dr. Pepper.
Ah. Look, I want another Dr. Pepper. I already had one. I'm trying to limit to like one a day, because I drink way too much soda.
Same, but I don't limit myself.
I'm gonna give myself kidney stones. I'm old now, so I have to worry about these things. A whole 20 years.
I have to keep getting like the 6-pack of bottles because like there are never any of the cans at the store anymore.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like it's so fucking weird.
I usually get like the big 36-pack of cans from the Costco.
Well, Costco's far away.
Sucks for you. I basically live in Costco.
Yes, I would love to be able to go to Costco whenever, get one of their $1.50 hot dogs with my 3 cases of Dr. Pepper,
Fuck
but I
yeah.
can't.
God, I would kill for a Costco pizza slice right now. Sounds so good. Let's go out to Costco and get a pizza slice, sir. Take me to Costco. From your budding chum's words, it sounds like he himself isn't sure if there's any food in the house. Best to risk it and go outside. You tell him your decision.
Top choice, buckaroo! Foraging is how I while away most of my time, after all. There's just one small matter to trouble the old brain power. If we're venturing out into the unknown yonder, we should obtain some chow for my Lucius as well. What is it? Come on, you haven't shown us yet. What is it?
Yeah.
He'll be a real grumpy Gustav if he goes too long without his nosh.
Is it a bird? Do we gotta get a big bird? You draw yourself up proudly. It's taken a lot of bizarre run-ins and harrowing close shaves, but you know all about Lucius's. You inquire about Gustav, was it?
Oh, what a card you are! No, my Lucius. I call him the Canary.
Okay, so he's totally not gonna be a bird. He's gonna be like he's gonna be a turtle.
He's gonna be a bear.
He whips out a photo. It shows a smaller version of himself, his horns nothing but stubs, a far too big pair of aviator goggles slipping off his nose. Standing behind him is a large white fowl. Oh, okay. It is a bird. Big scraggly wings folded back against its body. You want to say an emu? Whatever it is, it's definitely not a canary. It's a flightless bird. Its beak touches the top of your pal's head with something that might count as affection.
He's not a persnickety sort. All kinds of bugs and leaves will tickle his fancy. Shall we away? Shall we greet the horizon that rushes forward to meet us with astounding grace? Shall we give ourselves over to the current of time's great river? Shall we go outside?
Sure, you tell him. You can leave the house. It's getting a lot easier to pay attention to only the words this guy says that actually make sense. You kind of enjoy his way of speaking, though. If nothing else, it gives you the feeling that he's really excited about this food quest you're going on together. Your alien pal leads you back down through the pulley system and outside again. The trip is not so easy on your bruised ribs. The thing about walking is, when you walk, your body moves.
Whoa, no way.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. You've had better times, is all you're saying. You indicate as much to your companion.
Oh boy, I hear ya. While moving around to while attached to Alternia's surface is the worst kind of hooey. The movement when autonomous flight is invented trembles even closer to the present. Can you hear it approach? The wail of distant klaxon, the call to adventure! It beckons us forward through the years, a golden thread stretching ever onward to that glorious inevitability.
That's not what you meant, but his excitement cheers you up a little. Maybe you will feel better in the future when someone invents flight on this planet. Certainly by that time, either you'll either be further along in your healing or dead. Either way, thinking about that future brings a little rosy glow to your heart. Imagine being dead.
Hmm.
You ask your buddy where you're going next.
The world is a bivalvular sea critter. We'll go wherever the wind calls our names.
Great.
But if a short-term answer you're inquiring after, there's a specific plant that the canary likes to eat. It got white petals and leaves red as a troll's most lurid desires. Could you give a holler if your bulbs fall on something of that persuasion?
You agreed to keep an eye out. You continue trudging along beside him, wincing whenever your steps jolt your injuries. Maybe a little conversation will help distract you. You ask your new friend what got him so interested in flying in the first place.
What could be better? Up there, free of worldly concerns. The wind in your face and the horizon at your back. Seeing the continent spread out below you. Finally feeling that your personal aesthetic is appropriate for the given circumstances.
You chew over this one for a minute or two. It seems like what really makes this guy tick is the travel and adventure thing. Or maybe that's just what you're getting from his general demeanor and pretty much everything he's said up until now. You're nervous to bring up anything that might make him dislike you, but in the interest of bonding, you forge ahead. Aren't there, you say with apprehension, maybe some similarities between flying and space travel? Like maybe being in a spaceship could satisfy some of these urges?
What? There may be some superficial similarities to trick the common troll. But in essence, the blood pusher and the soul of each. As different as night and day. As mountain and a ditch. As a star in a mud puddle. Don't get a fellow wrong, space travel is fine. Well, it's the only way to satisfy our bloodthirsty and nearly immortal overlords. And I look forward to such a time when I can be of service. In the eternal millstone grind of the intergalactic conquest. But it's missing the punch, the pizzazz, the kaboom, the trunk beats honk of it all.
Just as you'd feared, you've stepped in it now. You're struggling for a response when out of the corner of your eye you spot a cluster of white flowers. Relieved, you point them out to your companion, who races over to gather them, but when he holds one up, you can see it has blue leaves, not red. Your shoulders droop. Seems like all you're doing is disappointing your buddy, who has been so nice to you, or at least that's what you think you've read between the lines of his confusing speaking style.
Fear not, my smooth-headed compatriot. These are not the loosest rations we've sought. But this plant is people chow.
I don't trust that.
What I mean to say is we can eat it.
You can eat it.
Since we are people, it's food for people. Not food made of people. To be clear.
It's not Soylent Green. Good to know. He comes back with a fistful of the flowers and hands you one of the blue leaves. You're not at all sure that food that's safe for your buddy will be safe for you as well, but at this point you don't have much to lose except your life, but you know.
Yeah, not much.
Besides, with the way your stomach is growling, it might as well be a perfectly seared steak. You put it in your mouth. Chewing on the leaf, you feel even more affectionate towards this guy than before. You were worried this trip was just turning into an excuse for him to run through some kind of household errand, but he really did find you something to eat. You are desperate to find some way to show him that you understand his interests. You want to connect to him on a deep soul level. Anything to get him to look at you with that treasured glow of friendship in his eyes. Whenever he mentions space travel, he talks about how it's something that he has to do. Some kind of necessary obligation. So maybe there's a reason he's fixated on an activity that is kind of similar, but just a little different. Maybe he doesn't want to do the required thing, the space conquests, but doesn't have it in him to rebel entirely along the way. Or all the way. Maybe airplane flight, or whatever similar thing he is envisioning, is a compromise between what he has to do and what he wants to do. A balance, like all must find, in order to live as an individual in a society that shapes one's desires from birth. You cautiously open your mouth, heart pounding. You venture to ask your pal if he maybe would rather not satisfy the demands of the bloodthirsty overlords? If maybe a part of him wants to get into his flying machine and, well, leave? For real? He seems taken aback. Maybe you should never have pushed it. What a huge mistake. You've probably pushed his friendship out of your reach for good now. Panicking, you point to the side, yelling that you see a big field of white flowers in that direction. Your potential friend leaps to action, seemingly also glad to be given a reason not to answer this question. He races forward in the direction you indicated. In a matter of seconds, there's a yelp, and your new acquaintance vanishes. Instantly, you realize your error. You didn't look where you were pointing. While walking, you unwittingly came close to the edge of a large cliff, which your companion has now disappeared over. You race to the side, your stomach flooding with fear. This is absolutely the opposite of what you wanted. You look down in horror. Your friend now looks approximately how you felt when you first crash-landed on this dark planet. He's conscious, his face frozen in shock, but one leg is twisted underneath him in a nasty way. You may not be familiar with his alien anatomy, but you're almost positive that it shouldn't look like that. You call out to him in distress, and sure, he's going to castigate you for your mistake. The strangeness of his language won't make it hurt any less to lose this guy's trust forever.
What ho! Kalu Kalay!
His voice floats up from the ground below, weak but somewhat jovial? Is it possible he's not angry?
Oh, joyous happening. Oh, delight for the body and spirit. Did you see? Did your being absorb what occurred before your very visage? I flew, you fell.
Oh, buddy.
Soared through the air. Just for a moment, but it happened. Oh, bro, are you gonna get like a wingsuit? Is that gonna be your deal? An ecstasy like I've never known.
You hesitate. Is it really possible that he could be taking this so well? That maybe your big fuck-up was a step in the right direction after all? It It's definitely a little worrying to hear him celebrate a dangerous fall, but none of that matters if you can secure his friendship at last.
My strange associate. Come on down here. We will celebrate in grand fashion this eve. How did you know that a brief sojourn to the unfettered hair would bring me such joy? You're a fine fellow. And truly, a truly superb friend.
Your heart lifts with joy. He said it! Of course, you now have to find some way to climb down a cliff with your messed up ribs, not to mention figuring out how to transport someone with a broken leg back to the house. You're not really sure if that's possible, or when the adrenaline that's got you this far will give out and force you to succumb to your own pain. But with a night full of difficulties ahead of you, you couldn't ask for a better balm than knowing you'll face them hand in hand with your friend. Assuming he didn't hurt his hands as well. No matter, you did it.
Can't wait to see this.
How to make friends. Push them off.
Amazing.
Oh, buddy.
Wow. Hey, this was shorter than I thought it would be this time.
It was. We got the good ending.
Yeah, we
real
got it so
fast on the first
quickly.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only been an hour.
We can
Should
do
we keep
another
going?
volume if y'all want.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, let's see what we got next. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, we should let's keep going.
Of affection, unwanted or untrue.
Walking. You sure are doing a lot of it recently. Are you playing with fire, Craig?
No, kind of. This lighter isn't working. Give me a second.
Rest in peace, lighter.
I can't believe he's about to blow up.
Oh,
Come on,
shit.
there's like a lot of fuel in here. The flint is just fucked.
Rip. Is it a Bic? Or did you get like a shitty off-brand one?
I'm not sure.
Bic is the only valid lighter brand. You heard it here first.
This is true. We're not even sponsored. Bic's anything other than a Bic. I got one of the cheap ass lighters once, and by the time I had burned through it, I had like a dark patch on the side of my thumb from where the flint like splintered off into my skin.
Ugh.
I don't fuck with that. Bic only.
Bic is the real one.
It's the real one. Walking. You sure are doing a lot of it recently. Back on Earth, you never got near this amount of exercise. You are gonna be so in shape when this is over. Provided you still have all your limbs attached and your bones uncrushed. You could probably come up with safer ways to travel, a taxi or some sort of bus system, but you don't have any money and you can't read signs. But you can read posters sometimes, for plot reasons. Also, you are routinely covered in blood and bruises. So, walking it is. Tired as you are, your feet still carry you toward friendship.
Friendship.
Do we want
Oh.
a mystery?
Or the zebra.
Or a zebra?
Zebra Kodak.
Yeah.
I guess we should probably continue the pattern, huh? My turn to read.
Mm.
I don't know what voice I'll give this
Mystery.
person.
I'll be muted this whole time, trying to think of a good voice for the other guy then.
Oh boy. I think you're gonna like him. He's an interesting character. We'll get to him later. As usual, the streets are hopping, just bouncing around like an overactive bunny rabbit on Easter morning. Up ahead at an intersection of streets is some kind of night market. Well, every market on Alternia is a night market. As previously stated, you are broke, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of window shopping. Who knows what kind of awesome stuff you'll find. You can learn a lot about culture from their stores. You are so intent on thinking positive thoughts that you are nearly at the market before you realize that quite a few people are coming towards you in the opposite direction. Some of them are running, actually, and screaming. Looks likely that something has gone down, violence-wise. It's not a stampede. You aren't in any danger of being trampled, and the street is wide enough to just step aside and let the crowd pass by. Or it would be. You get a brief, furtive glimpse under a pair of focused yellow eyes under a low-pulled hood. Then a hand grabs yours so tightly the tips of your fingers go numb. With a rough yank, you are pulled into the flow of the crowd. The troll girl who has a hold of you speaks quickly and quietly. You have to lean your head in close to hear.
We are on a date. You're my mate Sprit or my Morel, whatever you want. We're just a normal couple out for a night on the town. We're going to catch a movie and get some soft serve grub cream. You feel me?
Wow. Okay.
Let's play along. She's scaring me.
Let's hold hands. Your heart beats so hard you can feel it in the back of your throat. You adjust your grip a little to make your hand easier to hold. In response, you get a squeeze, like she's thanking you. You match her pace, a surprisingly difficult feat considering how short she is. Behind you, people are still shouting. What the heck happened back there?
Someone died.
That sucks.
You figured that.
That's not rare, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not exactly rare for Alternia, is it? You've seen way more dead people here in the last couple days than you've seen throughout your entire life on your planet. You tell the troll girl you thought that was just kind of normal here.
Normal, sure, when low bloods get killed. Natural order of things, right? But with high bloods, it's different. Personally, I
thought you were gonna be muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found the right voice.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Lighter
I don't
voice?
like to hear the. I don't like to hear the lighter.
I was about to break open a pack so I could also assault you.
No!
With lighter, but I
No.
feel like I would actually light my mic on fire. I don't want to do that. My dear sweet
I wonder
mic.
what the sound of a mic that's on fire is like.
Pain.
If you have like one of those foam mic coverings, it's probably gonna pop a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say it.
Oh, whoops. There we go.
Personally, I don't give a shit about the natural order. Doesn't matter what the job is. I'll take it.
Oh.
Oh, you're an assassin.
Oh. So a high blood is dead, and you are currently holding hands with the troll who did the dirty deed. She chose you to help her lay low, i.e. she made you her accomplice, i.e. you are now her friend.
Wow!
Helping someone carry out a cold-blooded murder is a super friendly thing to do. What did she
I
call
wonder if my
you?
mom's watching. It's loud.
Her mate sprit? You aren't sure what that is, but it sounds great. You ask her what you should call her.
My name's Polypa, but there's no reason to go throwing it around. Let's not talk at all.
You want to point out that it won't look like a very convincing date if you're just walking in silence, but that would require talking, and she told you not to do that. A trio of those spiky robots go marching by, drones or whatever. Their big, ugly heads swivel back and forth like they're looking for someone. Polypa doesn't say anything, and she keeps her eyes forward, but she does go as sharp as a laser, every muscle in her body tensing. You feel it through her hand. Her fingers tighten on yours until the drones disappear into the crowd. She yanks you around the corner into a smaller alley connecting two roads. There's nothing here but a pothole and a couple dumpsters.
Hold up a minute.
Her hoodie has a symbol on the front of it. Two overlapping gold ovals. Most trolls seem to have a symbol designating their blood color on them somewhere. This means she's a gold blood, right? But then, Polypa yanks the sweatshirt over her head, and underneath she's wearing a tank top emblazoned with a symbol in olive green. Looks like a little kitty cat. It's pretty cute. She tosses the sweatshirt into the nearest dumpster and kicks a button on the side. A whoosh, accompanied by the sulfury stink of immolation. Note to self, don't go dumpster diving in Alternia. Polypa grabs your hand again as you head back out to the street. With her other hand, she works the tie out of her hair, shaking it out of its ponytail, letting it fall in thick, sweaty clumps against her neck. Next, she reaches up and takes a part of her right horn off. Wait, no, it was a little bit of veneer, an artificial bit to cover up a notch in the chitin. What are all these random wardrobe changes about? You wonder until you actually begin to listen to some of the conversations happening around you, and check out the big billboard-sized screens mounted on roofs every few blocks. Seems like the rumor mill is already going hard. Apparently, a well-respected Violet Blood is dead, killed in public in full view of witnesses by a gold blood girl with a ponytail. Wow, you are really dealing with a professional here.
Is that a beauty mark or sweat on her cheek?
I think it's...
Can't tell.
yeah, I don't know.
I need to find somewhere to lay low until the heat turns down. I mean, we both do, since you're my associate now.
Associate, just another word for friend.
I had a contact waiting, but I don't know what happened to her. It's possible she got spooked.
Yeah, you two, you're my associates. I can say that definitively.
Got any ideas for likely hideouts? I'm not from around here.
We're really not from around here.
You wonder what in the world made her think you have any idea what's going on ever. She keeps giving you sharp looks, as if she is gradually catching on to just who she has chosen to recruit. You want her to understand that no matter how busted you look, you are an amazing friend and co-conspirator.
Well?
Here's your chance. What do you propose?
Why would she ask the clear alien?
Yeah.
Why would she walk off with the alien? We're so obvious. Hide out in one of these apartment buildings or catch a movie and get some grub cream. Maybe if we follow her date schedule, it'll work out.
Go see a movie.
Yeah, let's try catching a movie.
Polypa's mouth twitches. It could just be a muscle spasm, but you like to think it's a smile of approval and burgeoning camaraderie.
Yeah, I guess we could. That's what people do on dates, right? It's been a while. Haven't seen a movie in forever. Let's do it.
She squeezes your hand. You would have thought holding hands for so long would get sweaty and uncomfortable. You are certainly nervous enough, but her skin is surprisingly cool. With a couple of exceptions, all of your new friends have been literally cold-blooded, also metaphorically for a few of them. But you aren't going to judge them for their lifestyle choices. That isn't your place as a friend. Regardless, your point is, it's kind of nice holding hands, even if it is under completely false murder pretenses.
Come on, there's probably a theater in there.
Makes sense. You aren't from around here, and you don't think Polypa is either, but you can always recognize a mall when you see one. Stores and escalators and fountains full of slimy mall water that's probably been in there for years. The biggest difference between this and an Earth mall is that there doesn't seem to be anyone working in any of these stores. Everything is automated. That and the top floors appear to be reserved for high bloods. Polypa is still holding onto your hand. Gosh, it's like you really are on a real date. This is very, very friendly. As far as you know, you've never been on a date with an assassin before. Can't read the show.
As far as we know.
As far as we know. I mean, can't read the show times and descriptions, and you don't have any money, but Polypa chooses the movie and pays for you. Pays for you both. She tosses a couple of coins into a slot, and the machine spits out 2 tickets. You don't see any soft-serve grub cream, but you are a little too queasy from mingled nerves and excitement currently to deal with anything called grub cream. You do, however, stop for a bag of buttery exploded kernels at the concession stand. The theater you follow Polypa into isn't crowded, but you still feel every pair of eyes settling on you as you walk up the steps. Your heart pounds and sweat slides down the back of your neck. You are just positive everyone can see right through you to this deeply controversial cross-species matchup you got going on here. Even worse, Polypa takes a seat weirdly close to the only other group in here. Man, awkward. The movie starts playing. Apparently in Alternia, there aren't any trailers before movies. Kind of a bummer. If you're going to be stuck here, you want to know what kind of hot summer blockbusters you have to look forward to. Surprisingly, the movie turns out to be a romantic comedy. You expected Polypa to choose a thriller or a horror movie. From what you can glean of the plot, it's about a beautiful young Jadeblood who gets involved with a visiting Blueblood and their servant, a big, bumbling Bronze. The portrayal of Lowblood strikes you as vaguely offensive. They grunt and fall down a lot. The caverns look a lot fancier than you remember from the time you hung out with Bronya. Just a lot bigger and more glittery. The main character spends a lot of time pulling a jeweled comb through her lustrous hair. The dialogue is kind of incoherent, and you don't just think it's because you're unfamiliar with the cultural context. It also doesn't help that Polypa keeps up a running commentary throughout. The ban on conversation has apparently been lifted.
I can't believe they added in the mistaken identity storyline. So unnecessary. Also, Black Rom is so boring in comedies. There's just no punch to it. I can't believe how bad this is. I don't remember the book being this garbage. But I read it a long time ago. My taste may just have been worse back then.
You're looking at her in a whole new light. She shrugs, possibly a little self-conscious.
What? You think I've been an assassin since I pupated? I used to have a blog for relationship advice and stuff like that. Of course, I was just messing around. I don't know anything beyond what I'd read online. Fanfics.
I used to do that same shit, but on Yahoo Answers when I was like 10.
We have to delete this video. No, you know. That's not something you just shared.
Two characters are kissing on screen. You have no idea who they are. You are way more interested in the fact that Polypa has decided to tell you her life story in the back of a movie theater. The deep blue light from a scene in the brooding caverns washes over her, making her look noble and sad. You are entranced.
Didn't last, though. I doubt it had anything to do with my blog, but a few sleeps ago, a group of kids broke into my hive. I think they were high, maybe on Silver. Whatever. They stole a bunch of my shit, killed my Lucis, and some little psionic fuck broke both of my legs with his brain. Just because he thought it would be funny.
You are riveted. You have a bit of a tragic backstory yourself, but nothing this dramatic. Polypa picks through the buttery exploded kernels with a delicate claw.
I was trapped in my hive. I would have starved to death if it hadn't been for some teal who lived in my neighborhood. Just some little idiot who ran around with an Eastern Alternia replica sword, challenging Purbeast to duels. Tealbloods are pedantic bulge lords, but they care about justice. And these kids had attacked me for no reason. I didn't break any laws. Anyway, that's why I'm equal opportunity for how I take jobs. Low blood, high blood, everyone is scum.
One of the kids in the row ahead of you turns around to tell Polypa that if she and her Moira wanted to get all nasty and pale, maybe you should get a room. Polypa kicks the back of her chair and tells her maybe she should mind her own business. The girl looks about ready to jump over the back of her seat, but the guy next to her pats her firmly on the cheek. Almost a slow-motion slap, firm and intense, with plenty of uncomfortably intimate eye contact. The girl settles down after that, and everyone goes back to watching the movie. The rest of it goes by, with your head spinning and your heart in your throat. You're glad Polypa trusts you enough to share her past, but you're nervous about her talking about it in public. Wasn't the whole point of coming to the movie to lay low?
Think about it. When that girl sees the description in the alert, she's not going to be thinking about the noisy olive blood getting all conciliatory in public. It's way safer than skulking around, believe me.
Gosh, Polypa really is an expert. You are so glad you got to go on this date with her, even if it was mostly fake. As soon as you're back on the street, Polypa pulls out her phone. Slowly, her face falls.
Fuck, that little nook licker thought she bailed on me. But according to Chitter, she's dead. They got her. Damn it. Jeez. I told her to be careful.
Her sadness is quickly turning to rage, vibrating off her in frantic waves. Her voice gets louder, too, and people are starting to look your way. Heckling in a theater is one thing, shouting at a phone about murder is another. This is going south fast. You've got to calm her down. Deploy Shush Pap.
We've no choice. We must.
For lack of a better plan, you copy what you saw the troll inside do to his angry date. You press your palm firmly to her cheek. To your intense shock, she blushes a deep olive green and her eyes slip closed. She leans into your touch as if she's drawing comfort from this tiny little gesture, and she blinks and pulls away.
Listen, I'm technically on the clock right now. Let's be professional.
She bites her lip, hesitating. Then she reaches up and repeats the gesture on your face. An unbelievable warmth fills you. Could it be the warmth of friendship?
You're a weird-looking double-horn amputee with very few social skills, terrible survival instincts, and both short-term and long-term memory loss. But you're all right. If you ever want to earn a little cash, I could use a partner I can depend on.
Is it raining? No, those are just tears in your eyes. Tears of gratitude.
Okay, don't get too choked up. You're definitely just going to be bait.
You assure Polypa that due to your general ineptitude, you wouldn't want it any other way.
Aww.
Friends.
Nice.
This was a weirdly wholesome one,
Yeah,
considering how it started out.
we love Polypa.
Also, surprised we got that so quickly again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got good runs.
I've been trying to draw this whole time. Not going
Ew.
well.
It'd be like that. Oh man. It's time. Here we go. Oh, and now we can
Alright.
see her. Zebra. Tell us about you, Zebra.
Wait, real quick, Leah. So to make it so that she was hidden, did you have to delete progress or something? Because you've done this before.
I have done this before. I think it resets when you uninstall and reinstall the game. Like it hides her again. It didn't erase all of my under befriendments. You get like little badges for everyone you've made friends with, and it kept some of the later ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how one of those badges is just sausages.
Yeah. We love our sausage boy. Your stroll takes you into a nice part of town that seems to have larger, more McMansion-style hives. Based on your past experience on Alternia, you're not quite certain that upper-class enclaves equal safety for you, but you might as well explore. You never know where you'll find your next friend. The power of positive thinking must be on your side, because someone emerges out of the shadows of these sprawling suburbs.
Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met. I'm sure I would have remembered someone with such unique looks.
Hearts, huh?
Just a general suits theme, it seems.
Okay, I was about to say, you feel horny. I don't like it.
You don't know where you are, do you?
By this point in your time on Alternia, you don't know if it's wise admit that you're lost and naive, Fucking fix your typos, man. This has been out for what? 2 years? 2 years? Fix your typos, please. You don't know if it's wise to admit that you're lost and naive to the ways of the world, but you don't know what you could say to try and convince this guy that you've got any kind of street smarts. You nod your head reluctantly, but he actually looks more interested in you after the confirmation that you're new to the neighborhood. Have you perhaps found someone who likes you for your vulnerability and naivete? That sure would be fantastic.
It's a good thing I found you. Not everyone is as respectful of low bloods as I am. Oh, I shouldn't make assumptions just because you're not much to look at. My bad. I don't mean to be forward, but you're just so interesting. If I ask what color your blood is?
You hesitate, while you're still terrifyingly ignorant of the intricacies of Alternian society. You're starting to feel terrifyingly informed about the role that blood color plays in this world. And you've managed to gather by now that plain old human red isn't considered one of the better colors to have. What do you do?
Oh, see, I love lying.
Oof.
Wait, does our character even know for sure what all the not all the red, what all the high blood colors are?
No.
We're still pretty new. We haven't even met a violet blood.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe we should tell the truth and just hope he doesn't kill us.
yeah, let's try telling the truth for once.
For once in our lives.
Red, huh? Wow, that's so unique. I've always liked the color red. I don't think I've ever...
Ah, you're horny.
I don't think I've ever filled a quadrant with a red blood before. I mean, I don't think I've ever made friends with a red blood before.
You don't know what a quadrant is, or what it means to fill one. Given your experience on this planet so far, you're nervous that it could mean something violent. But you don't want to further expose your ignorance, so you just say that you're as excited for this friendship as he is.
You come on strong. Nice. You need a place to stay for the day, right? I can help you out with that. I've got plenty of spare rooms for guests in my hive. You know, because I believe it's important to help out the undeserved members of the community when you can. My hive is this way. Shall we?
You follow him down the street. You guess it must qualify as a nice night because you see lots of other trolls walking around here too. Most of them are dressed as nice as Zebra, and you see a few shabbier looking trolls that must be low bloods walking with high bloods.
Sorry, I'm dying. Today is Flushed Affirmation Day, so you see a lot of trolls taking their mate spritz out to celebrate. Lucky for you, my flushed quadrant is currently empty, so I'm all yours tonight.
That sounds a little weird. He doesn't need to be all yours, you assure him. You're an easygoing individual who's happy to share their friends with plenty of other friends.
Sure, sharing can be a good time, if you're into that. I could be, speaking personally, like maybe with 2 low bloods. Not in an objectifying way. Everyone involved has got to have respect for each other, you know?
Wow, what? You have no idea how your innocent comment about friendship got taken to this particular place.
Man, buddy, you're like super horny. But man, I'm really hungry.
He's definitely fetishizing.
Yeah. You decide that maybe the best thing to say here is nothing, because who knows how he might misinterpret you next.
Huh. Looks like there's a lot of high, low blood couples out tonight for the holiday. Pretty unusual to see in this neighborhood, to be honest. It's sad, but most of the low bloods are probably with their mate spritz because it's socially advantageous. pretty shitty of the High Bloods to take advantage of that, but not everyone is as socially conscious as I am.
He's hashtag woke, guys.
I think it's super terrible when High Bloods don't treat their low blood mate spirits like the queens that they are. No.
Oh, I almost said a word that would get me banned on Twitch. The S word.
Oh, no, don't say the S
I'm
word.
not gonna say the S word. I would never. Because that's bullying.
It's a slur.
You look around at all the other couples. The class divide is pretty noticeable, and some of the high blood trolls have scornful looks on their faces when talking to their low blood dates. One troll dressed in cerulean is making her shabbily dressed mate Sprit kneel down so he can give her a ride on his shoulders. It could maybe be a cute coupley thing, you guess, except she's sure laughing a lot and has the heel of her boot pressing into the back of his neck. You don't want to speculate about what people might be into, but it does seem kind of humiliating. Zebra sees where you're looking and shudders theatrically. In the process of waving his arms around in disgust, he slips an arm over your shoulders.
I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have to see something like that.
You're trying to think of a tactful and friendly way to move away from his arm around your shoulders when you arrive at what must be his hive. It's the biggest and most McMansiony hive on the block, and when he stops in front of it, he lets go of you to gesture proudly at his sprawling home.
Welcome to my humble abode. I just feel grateful, you know? To be able to share my wealth with those less fortunate.
When you walk inside the front door,
Mhm.
you're greeted by a very distinguished-looking white zebra. It has normal zebra markings all over its body except for around its neck, where the dark gray zags have formed a shape that looks like a bow tie, almost like it's wearing a suit. Well, let me see. No, wait. How do I... Oh, it does have a little bow tie. That's cute. I like that.
Snazzy.
You don't know how its zebra face is managing to radiate pure disdain when it looks at you, but that is unquestionably the energy you're getting.
Don't mind my Lucius. He's kind of socially old-fashioned. But he lets me keep low bloods around the hive to help out and stuff, so he's not all that bad. Let me give you the grand tour.
As Zebra takes you through the spacious hive, you can see other trolls in several of the rooms. Most of them aren't wearing clothes as nice as Zebra's. You're guessing these are the lowbloods he just mentioned? They seem to be all doing chores. Sweeping, cooking, exchanging green slime and troll-sized bathtubs for other, possibly fresher green slime. Each of them glances up at you and Zebra when you pass by, then looks deferentially away. The zebra Lucis is following you, and every time you exit a room, it pauses in the doorway to whinny out what could be orders, or possibly he's just berating them. You arrive at an empty ballroom-looking space upstairs, where several low-blood trolls are hard at work cleaning up the remains of what must have been quite a party. Zebra seems to notice you noticing how all the trolls in here are scrubbing the floor and how they are all avoiding your eyes.
I was fucking with my headset.
There.
See, I told you I'd taken plenty of guests. I believe it's important to promote diversity, you know? So that's why you don't see other indigo bloods in here. Looks like all the guests are busy today. Well, an important part of communal living involves contributing your labor when necessary. Right, guys?
A few lowbloods mutter an affirmation, while others just put their sponges and mops down to prostrate their whole bodies on the floor. Zebra looks a little uncomfortable with the bowing, but not that uncomfortable. He doesn't introduce you to any of them.
They don't all realize yet, that my hive is a sanctuary from the harsh injustices of the outside world. Anyway, enough about my low-blood guests. Let's take care of you, shall we?
Perhaps his Lucis has had enough of tolerating your presence, because it takes the opportunity to stop following you and go huff at more of Zebra's guests. Now, for better or worse, you are alone, and Zebra has turned all of his attention on you. His smile seems very friendly. You want to see it as friendly.
The night is still young. I'm happy to do whatever you want to do. If you feel like going out into town to celebrate Flushed Affirmation Day, I have lots of other friends I could introduce you to. Help you meet the right kind of culture, you know? Or if you're tired, I can show you to your guest room now, and we can have a nice night in.
Go out or stay in?
He is insistent on a date.
Yeah.
I can't tell if I like him or don't.
I don't know, man.
I feel like if we go to the room, he's gonna do something to us.
Well, to be fair, the game is rated for for like blood and gore. Violence, blood, and gore, strong language.
Not sexy time. So
No sexy. We're not gonna get banned on Twitch. Which would suck because I just started streaming here.
You walk into the door and get out.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here with your horny Homestuck content.
Alright,
tolerate that shit.
Show me to my room, please, I guess.
I'm so smart.
Rip.
What?
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 I thought you lit something on fire.
I thought he said he was gonna fart.
No,
Are you
I'm
gonna
so
light your fart on fire? like fucking Steve-O? Rest in peace.
No, I found one lighter with low lighter fluid, but the flint still works. And I have the other lighter. That flint is apparently broken, apparently. I'm so smart.
Light a lighter with another lighter. That's galaxy brain hours.
Fuck, my lighter!
You think that going out with Zebra on Flushed Affirmation Day might potentially give him the wrong idea, and besides, you're pretty tired, so you don't feel like going out. You tell him you're ready to retire to your guest room now.
Found a hand on the floor. Sure. Oh, bruh, by the way, have you heard of... I don't.
Chixie Roixmer.
Have you heard of Chixie Roixmer? You probably haven't. You don't seem like you're a very serious music fan.
Rude.
But you have a great opportunity tonight to learn from me. One of her low-blood musician friends is playing a show for the holiday, and I can get us in because I'm super connected in the scene. We should go, just in case she's there.
You could have sworn you told him you wanted to stay in tonight, but okay. You can gather the remains of your energy and go out to this concert with him. What a good friend would do. He takes you across town to the concert, only trying to hold your hand or put his arm around you a couple of times on the way, so it could be worse. Maybe hand-holding is totally platonic on Alternia? You hope so. Just bros being dudes. The concert itself is one troll with a guitar and a harmonica who, according to Zebra, is a lowblood whose songs are spreading truly radical messages, almost as radical as Chixie's. You enjoy the tunes as much as you can, but you don't understand what the lyrics are trying to say. You ask Zebra what the lyrics mean, since the message is apparently important to him, but he gets annoyed with your question.
What? The lyrics are about, well... They're about a lot of things. Social justice and oppression stuff. It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't already get it. Like, if you're not on my level already, I don't know what I can really say, you know? But enough about the music. I want to talk about you. What sort of things are you into? So I don't know why, but I found like my wooden fan, and now I'm just fanning my face for no reason.
Nice.
I also need to fix this thing.
Little so random.
Hold
Listen,
on. I yeeted my phone across the room at the start of stream, and it looks like I've missed like 20 texts.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Listen, I just find something on my desk, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta mess with this. Or else it wouldn't be on my desk now, would it? I seriously don't know why I have this thing.
No, we're
Where
good. It's just some
get a
motherfucker from the government trying to say, hey, are you gonna vote? Yes, bitch, I'm going to vote. Current candidates in my area are bastards, and I want them out of office.
Did you guys hear how the government is going to take away all of the not safe for work shit on the internet?
I did not.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's gonna happen. We're going to stop it. Everyone work together and sign stuff and contact your representatives. Don't just let it happen, idiots.
Yeah. Yell at your
That
local
is my-
representative.
Yeah.
Also, come join me at the White House to burn it down.
You're gonna get us banned on Twitch.
Yeah. They're gonna get us
Oh,
on the
that
CIA
has
watch
solidified
list.
it.
Well,
That has
I'm not already on it.
See, we can say that kind of stuff when I'm streaming on Picardo because Picardo's lawless, but Twitch is heavily watched.
Twitch says, oh, you're threatening to commit war crimes? We're actually gonna call the cops on you, because we're Twitch. You haven't had many opportunities on Alternia to talk about your interests. How exciting. You say that you like playing games, but he's already interrupting you.
Cool. Sounds great. Really interesting stuff. But, what's your quadrant situation like?
It's harder to pretend that you know what he's talking about now that he's asked you about quadrants directly. You admit that you have no idea what he means by quadrant situation.
Whoa, you're even more clueless than I thought. Don't worry, I still find you attractive. Ah, you're stupid. I like that.
Yeah.
Me.
He goes into a brief, but not really brief enough, explanation of the 4 types of romance on Alternia. Mate Spritship, Hearts, the Flushed Quadrant, which to you sounds most analogous and most similar.
Analogous. Okay.
Analogous. Look, I'm stupid.
It's
Anal
okay.
Gus.
That's
Anal
what we like
Gus.
about you.
Most anal goose.
Anal juice.
Most anal goose to human romantic partnerships. Moirogence, the Pale Quadrant, which sounds like an exceptionally codependent friendship by human standards. Auspisticism, the Ashen Quadrant, which you don't understand at all. And Kismesistude, the Black Quadrant, which just sounds like repeatedly hooking up with someone you hate. You're fuzzy on the details of all 4 of these, but you understand enough to get that he's asking if you're single. You tell him that you, really just want to be friends.
Of course, I super respect your choices. If you ever change your mind, I'm right here. And being in a quadrant with an influential yet sensitive and socially aware indigo blood like myself could make it a lot easier for you to survive and thrive on Alternia.
Wasn't he critiquing that kind of high blood, low blood, socially advantageous relationship just a few hours ago? It wouldn't be very friendly of you to point out his hypocrisy, so you don't mention it. After another song, another troll at the club sidles up to Zebra and whispers something in his ear, then skulks off again. Zebra looks alarmed, glancing around him and edging towards the club exit.
I just got a tip there's about to be a culling at this concert. We should get out of here.
You definitely agree with him about wanting to get out of here. You look around at the rest of the audience, still enjoying the show. You and Zebra are the only ones getting ready to leave. Is he going to warn any of the other trolls here of the danger?
Oh, definitely not. If I'd warn any of these lowbloods that a culling is coming, that could mean risking my life too. Not that I've ever tried, but everyone knows that. Highbloods here will probably be fine though. We've got each other's back. Important to look after your comrades in the struggle.
Are you racist or not?
Sure enough, you can see that the other trolls here, who, much like Zebra, stand out because they're wearing nice clothes, are casually but urgently leaving the concert venue. The lowbloods are all still clapping and singing along with the singer on stage. No one has given them a tip-off.
Come on, we've got to scram.
Two of you abscond, getting away from the music club as fast as your legs can carry you. By the time Zebra decides it's safe to slow down, you're tired and out of breath. Looking around, it seems like you've arrived back in the high blood part of town. You wonder if drones have descended on all of those trolls at the club by now, and you just can't hear it because this neighborhood is too far away, closed off and sheltered from the violence, just like Zebra is, this champagne socialite motherfucker. Oh, hey, Tombstone Writer, thank you for following.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
And thank you.
Sorry. That was a close one. Going to a low-blood cultural event like that can be dangerous, but it's one of the risks you have to take if you want to be an activist. I can't tell you how many times I've risked a culling to fight for low-blood rights. Civil disobedience is the only way to fight the authoritarian state.
You didn't do anything. You fucking tool. He turns to you and takes one of your hands in both of his, looking deep into your eyes.
Risked our lives?
I just think it's so cool how you supported me back there when we risked our lives for the cause. That's probably the best way you can contribute as an activist and ally, you know, by supporting me.
By supporting me, the not oppressed person.
And speaking of activism, we were talking about quadrants earlier. Let's get back to that.
This guy just does not want to take no for an answer. Once again, you reiterate that friendship is what you're looking for here. He nods enthusiastically and squeezes your hand tighter.
Oof. Fuck yeah, I love friendship. I've always believed that a strong friendship is the best foundation for any successful romantic relationship. And many trolls start by being friends first and enter into a quadrant later. Even if you try to be friends, but then fight too much, that can still prepare you for Caligna's quadrant. Either way, the thought of being your friend makes my blood pusher beat a little faster.
Sure, you say. If what we're doing is extolling the benefits of friendship, then boy, do you have some things to add to his list. For instance, friendship can give you a sense of platonic companionship with your fellow man. And friends can also come in handy when you need someone to help you move or take you to the airport or other non-romantic activities. You think friendship is a great thing to pursue for its own merits. Friendship is so great that once you have it, why would you want anything more?
Hell yeah, totally. You're so right that friendship is a great first step. Did you enjoy the concert tonight? Did it persuade you to be an ally for low blood rights?
I could choke you, but you probably like it.
I hate that image in my head. Then why did you say
no.
things?
Remember? You know, there's actually a panel that's very... Let me find that panel of Equius being choked.
think that, going by your blood color and how often you have almost gotten killed by those more powerful on this planet, you're more likely a member of the oppressed underclass than you are an ally. But you decide not to split hairs and just tell him that yes, you'll be an ally to yourself.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. If you're an ally to Lowbloods, then I'll allow you to be my mate, Sprint.
Friend, you correct him. You can be his friend.
Yep, sure, right. Yeah, I meant to say friend. That's the only thing I said.
He lets go of your hand, finally, which at least counts for a partial victory, and winks. We did it!
Man, our little dude does not look sure.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
I love the
Alright.
destruction in the background.
Yeah. That was 2 volumes.
That was 2 solid volumes.
And we're like an hour in. Oh, message delete? Was that a bot?
It was a bot, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to get famous? Here's a link where you can buy followers, subscribers. It's so cool.
Remember, the planetarium does not support bots at all.
We do not.
If you post
helpful bots like me say.
Oh yeah.
On Discord.
And sentient bots. Sentient bots are valid too.
Yeah. No, that was Friendsim. 2 volumes of it.
2 solid
volumes. We're at 2 hours. How many do we have left?
Let me see. Let's see, we just left off on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Wow,
yeah, we got 14 left.
I can't believe my favorite boy is like all the way down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Cult and captivation. And we really haven't had any Violet Bloods at all.
Yeah, I guess it's not really spoilers because we don't meet any Sea Dwellers. We don't befriend any Sea Dwellers.
Okay. Oh, one of them is 2. I noticed that on the badges that one of them had 2 symbols in it, so that's those guys.
Yeah, it's them and down here at the end, these 2.
Alright.
Yeah.
Here's some fun-looking pals.
Hell yeah.
I would definitely make friends with more than a few of these people.
Yeah.
Oh man. You're gonna get hyphy for our first one next time.
I'd hang out with the weed guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We love
and other than being charged constantly, I really did like the lawyer one. There's something so wonderfully sinister. And of course, I love my girl Skyla.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just looked at the Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like my idle screen?
Oh my gosh.
It's very professional. I put it together in 2 minutes.
I fucking love it.
This is so ugly. I love it.
Yeah. I have a BRB screen.
Oh my god, my mom's boyfriend I think just came, so she's gonna be loud.
Rip.
At the end.
And then a stream
did it
start. I'm just showing y'all my shit. I got alternates. I did things, guys.
Whoa.
I'm competent.
Would you trust Leo with your stream? I would.
Possibly.
To your own detriment.
Alright, follow the Planetaria on Twitter if you want updates and things like that regarding us. And
we'll be back on next Monday with more Hiveswap.
And I might go live sometime throughout the week. I don't know.
Yeah.
I go live every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday morning as well.
And I'm
on
there
my own.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's. I guess we're closing now.
I think
Thank
that's
you
all we're
for
shilling.
watching.
Thanks for showing, and we'll see you around next time.
We should add a link for YouTube here.
Oh yeah, I'll add that later.
Yeah.
Adios.
Adios.
Cringe.